Example 5, a square is to have an area of 64 inches squared. What must be its side length? So, what we know is we have a square. So I will start by drawing a square. The area of the square is 64 square inches. The properties of a square is a square has all four sides equal. So whatever the side length is the same for all four sides. Also, a square has four right angles.
So just divide 64 by 4?
So, we don't divide 64 by 4. If it was a perimeter, we would divide 64 by 4. But the relationship, area of a square is the length of the side squared, or it's just like a rectangle, it's length times width. So, area of a square is equal to x times x, better known as x squared. And if the area is equal to 64 square inches, area also equals x squared. That means that x squared must equal 64. Okay, so the area formula, x squared equals the actual area 64. And if x squared equals 64, then x is going to equal the square root of 64. Okay, the way we get rid of a square in a problem is we take a square root. Square root of 64 happens to equal 8. And notice 64 inches squared is an area unit. The length of the side, inches and inches. When you multiply, creates the inches squared. So this is going to be 8 inches. And depending on what you're actually finding in these problems, make sure you put the appropriate unit with the appropriate power for that unit when you're working these out. If this did not happen to be a perfect square, for example, if they said the area is 77, for example, then when you get to the square root of 77, just grab a calculator, maybe. There it goes. Might even open, here we go. And you would type in the square root of 77 equals, then you write down a couple decimal places, 8.77, right? So if it doesn't come out to a nice pretty number like 8, then use a calculator to evaluate it to a couple decimal places.